Parry Talks, back again. We're here today with another cool guest, a really cool guest. I feel like calling him an up-and-comer is a bit rude because he has been around for a little while, but the foot is well and truly in the door now, in my opinion. He's just released a double A-side on good friends of the show, Soothsayer. It's the one and only Jonny Reebok, my man. How you going?
What's going on?
How are you?
I'm pretty good, man. Yeah, just chilling.
Just
COVID.
COVID.
Not doing much.
How has COVID been for you, do you think? Like, not just so much on a creative level, but like a personal level.
Pretty wild, man. Like, I lost my job, which was a bit of like an annoying thing, but it's just been a massive shift because now I'm kind of like on Centrelink and making heaps of music, which is mad.
Yeah.
But I also don't have that much money, which is just like, I don't know. It's been weird. Not going out, I'm really into though.
Really?
I love it.
Dude, I had a moment last night. Like, if anyone follows my Instagram, like, they'll know. And they can tell when I'm having, like, an episode. Not an episode. That's so harsh. Like a moment.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I just posted, like, there's this, like, little renegade spot. This car park in Marrickville that I went to a heap of raves at.
Yeah.
Mothership. Shout out to them. And I just posted, like, all these videos from that one spot over all summer, like 5 events.
Reminiscing.
And I was just like, I just put the address in the caption. And I'm like, bruh, like, I miss it. And, like, I was sort of with you where it was like, this is sort of nice. Like, the idea of going out again and, like, organizing shit 2 times a week to go out.
Yeah.
Do I have enough money for drinks? Do I have enough money for the
100%.
door? Like, can you get me on the door? Like, all that shit gives me so much anxiety. But, like, I just looking back on videos.
Yeah. Nah, like, I love going out, but I also just really love just, like, I'm a weirdo. Like, I can just stay inside and make beats and eat, like, 2 meals and just, like, go for, like, a 2-minute walk. And that's, like, me. Like, I'm happy with that. I love it.
Yeah. The walks have been good. I've been big on the walks recently, hey.
Yeah.
And
Do you have a bike?
Bro, I was... You took the words out of the cycling right now. So I live in, like, Earlwood.
Yeah.
So, sort of in Westy, but, like, in the southwest.
Yeah.
And there's this thing called the Cooks River Track. And
I live, like, Hellstone Park.
So you're on it, baby.
Yeah, I'm on it. Yeah.
So we hit that shit. I'll hit that
love
shit
it. Yeah.
to, like, Brighton the Sands and back.
Yeah.
And, like, it gets a bit boring sometimes, but, like, you're just on a bike track. If you get at, like, 4 o'clock, the sun's, like...
Yeah.
And now that it's getting
100%.
warmer as well, like, I think on Sunday it's going to be, like, 26 degrees.
Really?
Oh, no, sorry. Take that back. Next Thursday, it's going to be hot.
Damn, that's wild. Because wasn't it, like, last week they said it was, like, the coldest day of the year or something?
Yeah, it was
like,
freezing.
snowed and everything? That's wild.
Man, that's crazy. Yeah, have you been big on the cycling?
Yeah. My friend gave me a bike. It's like a woman's mountain bike. And, yeah, I've been... Like, when I first got it, I got really obsessed with, like, trying to do wheelies. Like, just trying to get really good at it. I kind of got bored of it, but... yeah.
Dude, cycling and, like, BMXing is so tough on the body.
BMXing is crazy, man. Like, skating, if you fall... Like...
When you skate, you can bail.
The objects you're on, like, you can bail.
Yeah.
On, like, scooters, even easier. But bikes, man...
People are crazy out here. Like,
actually, like, you just fall on the bike. Like, it's wild. I don't know.
Man. COVID.
But
yeah, and, like, so many people on that stupid trail now. Like, before that, it was a secret.
Yeah.
Like, you go on a Sunday afternoon and nobody would be on it. And just, like, the open road to yourself. It was, like, the outback.
It's, like, like, I remember, like, when we had, like, the first lockdown, I went to... Cooks River, the park, and there was just people everywhere, like, playing, like, with their kids, and, like, I was just like, this has never happened before. I've never seen this before, which is kind of sick.
Yeah, silver linings.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Damn, I missed the club though, don't get me wrong. How do you feel creatively? So do you think it sort of boosted you creatively, just, like, locking in?
I've had ups and downs, like, mostly ups. I think when lockdown first happened, I was, like, super productive for, like, a little bit, and then I got into a really like horrible cycle of Netflix and staying up till like 4 and waking up at like 3 and just not really doing much. But right now it's like super good. Like I've been smashing stuff out, which is good.
Beautiful. Alright, we've got to start like we're gonna have a conversation about Jonny Reebok. We got to start at the name.
Okay.
And Jonny Reebok is your actual name.
Yeah.
Do you think that
I can't even hold it up now. It's not my actual name.
What?
I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't.
Oh my god, I got pranked. I was so before we started, I was like, "Is just to check, like, is Jonny your actual name?" He goes, "Yeah," and like, "Is Reebok your actual last name?" He goes, "Yeah," and I was like, sort of like, "Holy shit, that's the sickest name ever."
No, I could. If you didn't ask me again, I could have held it, but like, I can't talk about it. Like,
damn. No, I'm not gonna ask you what's your name, where do you live, what's your address, what's your credit card, what's your 16 digits on the front of your credit card. Just scam you. Where does the love for the Reebok come from, the shoe?
So in the UK, there's this clothing sportswear store called Sports Direct. I don't know if you have been into the UK.
Yeah. Yes, and I know Sports Direct.
Yeah. So when I was a kid, like young kid, like probably like around 6, my parents, I was really into football. Like that was like my thing. Like I was like obsessed. I used to wear like football jerseys every day. Like I would only wear football jerseys and like full soccer kits just to like go to the shop and.
That's mad. Like the school mufti days.
Yeah. England kit every time. And then my parents came back from Ipswich town because we lived a bit outside of it, a bit more country. And they were like, "Oh, we went to the store, Sports Direct. You are going to love it."
Yeah.
And I was like, "All right." And then I went and I like literally like went crazy. I was like, "Oh my god, like this is insane. There's so much sportswear. Like I love it." And
I already see where this is going.
Yeah, I just had an obsession with sportswear and like specifically Sports Direct, and I still do. And they had Reeboks. They don't really stock them anymore. But like that was the shoe they had. That was like not hiking boots or anything like that. Yeah. So and I think my first pair of Reeboks I got for Christmas, and I didn't actually get them from Sports Direct. I got them from Urban Outfitters.
Dogs.
And they were $55.
Is that a lot? For a pair of box?
They're like I can't remember. I think they're like 130 now.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. They're like proper expensive because they got really popular. But yeah, and I just only bought Reeboks for ages because they were cheap and like good shoes.
Fresh, yeah.
Yeah. And then I don't know. I think I was like kind of into like SoundCloud rappers for a while as well.
That was big there, yeah.
And like a lot of them put like a name and then a brand. And I was like, oh, it's kind of fresh. And then Jonny Reebok.
Damn.
And Johnny's my actual name. I wasn't lying about that.
Got to check. You just got to check these things. That's fresh. And like maybe and we'll get more into. Actually, we'll start here. So, where did you grow up? Did you grow up in Australia?
Yeah. So I grew up in. It's called Woodbridge, which is like no one's heard of Woodbridge, but it's like pretty close. Like the closest town would be like Ipswich, which was like we grew up on a house that was like next to like a big farm.
Man.
And yeah.
And how old were you when you came to Oz?
I was 7.
Man, I think that's super interesting how, like your music now is still sort of so solid in like the UK sound, and like it's still sort of resonated even though you came still pretty early. Do you still have like such a strong connection to UK culture and?
100%. Like it took me a really long time to get into Australian culture. Like especially when I moved here, like I just was so obsessed with like UK stuff, and no one was into everyone's into UK stuff now. But like in primary school and early high school, no one was into UK stuff. UK stuff was the lamest thing ever. Like you put on a UK rapper and it was like, yo, like what is this? Turn this off. Like put on 50 Cent or something. I love 50 Cent, but
yeah, I know what you mean. Because that was like the big like the this sort of rap, like the
yeah.
like the club.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
right.
So I was just I've always been obsessed with UK culture from like afar,
Yeah.
and like my parents are like super English, so and we went back every like 2 years.
Sick.
And like just went and like chilled there. So yeah, I've just always been super attached to it. Nowadays I'm more like actually getting into Aussie culture.
Yeah.
And I think as soon as I found like some Aussie mates who were like into cool
Yeah.
stuff, I started to like get
Yeah, I
into
know what
both
you
sides of it. But for ages I was just like, I'm moving back to the UK. I love everything UK.
Yeah.
I was obsessed.
I think that's super interesting, and we'll keep on this serious tinge because I think it's a really interesting conversation.
Yeah.
But just like, I don't know if you remember, what was like the one like big cultural difference, or like just like one thing that just like was like, why do you guys do it like this? Or like a saying that was just like, what the hell? Or just something that just like clashed with you, when you came over. It's probably a fair bit of just dumb shit that Australians do.
I think, yeah, like a lot of the way Australians talk to someone who's, especially from like English, because it's the same from England, like it's the same language, but it's so like lazy here, and like everyone just swears so much. Like I just think, I don't know, that was pretty wild. I don't know, I'm bad at like coming up with stuff like
It's an absolute
I'm trying to think.
turbo question.
I think I still don't really get like footy culture.
Footy culture is tough though. I think that's something you have to grow up with.
Yeah. So I was just really into like soccer, football.
Do you like the A-League?
Nah. Like I'll like shout out Western Sydney Wanderers, but watching it is just like
It's tough, eh?
it's just like wow, like
it's park stuff, man.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. But I don't really watch football anymore.
What?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Dropped off.
It's tough to watch it here as well. But
yeah, I just had no way of watching it.
yeah, true.
So I think I just slowly dropped off, and then I don't know. I don't really watch any sports now. I'm not really a sportsy person anymore.
That's what happens when you dig into music.
Yeah.
It swallows you. It takes your life over. And also, just sort of on this side note, I feel like people wearing football kits now is like a stylish thing. You say that like people wearing retro football kits out.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know about that. Do you rate it? Eats or act? People wearing football kits out.
Like a full football kit?
No, just the stuff. It's like people wear like a Liverpool shirt from the 90s and then like cargo pants.
I don't know, I'm kind of into it. Like, I reckon it's sick. Personally. I have like one like really old like Tottenham goalkeeper shirt from
That's
like
fresh.
the 80s. I literally worn it out once because it's super intense. It's like green with like yellow
like
triangles, and it's crazy. But if I wanted to put myself out there a bit more, I think it'd be fresh. But I'll just wear like plain clothes. Yeah. Like that's my thing. I don't know. I don't really like standing out.
Yeah, big time. So sort of just to bring it all back on a more serious tinge, like I think it's super interesting how big UK culture is in Australia now.
Yeah.
With like the way, think about how big like a Stormzy or a Skepta or an AJ Tracy is, or like a Dave in Australia.
Yeah.
It's like almost ridiculous.
It's pretty crazy.
Why do you, even in like our underground dance world, it's like so many people are just DJing like garage now.
Yeah,
it's
wild.
It's so sick where like, I reckon like 4 years ago, not that I was ever even old enough to go out, but like from what I heard, especially like, pre-lockout, King's Cross is all just like house.
Yeah.
But now that sort of the underground's evolved more, it's like so much more jungle, so much more two-step.
Yeah, 100%.
And like just no fall to the floor. Like we hate fall to the floor on this podcast. What do you think about like UK culture now is like so attractive to Australian people? Sort of, you got this sort of.
I don't really understand like what the switch was, but like I feel like grime definitely was like the first thing that was like, whoa, like Australians just realized UK culture, and they were like, oh, this is actually kind of cool. Like I don't know, I don't really understand what happened. I like watched it happen. And I was like, I like for my whole childhood, like UK stuff was so lame, and I was like
Yeah.
the weird kid that was into like Dizzy Rascal and stuff. And then now it's just like fully like the main thing that everyone's
Yeah.
into. I don't really know, to be honest. I have no idea.
I don't think anyone knows this. It's just like,
It's just how it goes, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
On a more serious, sort of to bring it back to Jonny Reebok, we've sort of gone a bit everywhere. I feel like we sort of spoke about it off camera, like the whole visual direction of this, Aphrodite album, Ghost Town Rhythm, with the whole graph culture, and then obviously Jonny Reebok sort of has like a bit of a streetwear culture associated with it, and like how do we sort of present Jonny Reebok? How do you think like a graph culture like informs the way you make music?
Damn. I don't know. I think it's like people who graph just have a certain like attitude and like way of going about things. I'm not like a heavy duty like graph guy. Like I'm not super up or anything. But like I don't know, the culture around it is just super sick, and it's just like, who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I love like there's a really good podcast called YouTube channel called Tags and Throws. You should check it out.
I got it, yeah.
It's amazing. Like, and it's this one guy who like videos graphers from around the world, and he doesn't care what the style is. Like he wants just, if you're up, he'll like, and it's like really well done, and it's like, I don't know, like I love that his whole thing is like any style, even if I'm not into it, you're up, and like it's sick.
I think that's exactly what I mean. Like I feel like
I don't know if I really answered your question.
No, you did because it's like it's such a revolt culture in the sense that like we'll do whatever we want and it's cool, so people are gonna like it whether you like it or not.
I think one thing I'm kind of obsessed with is like repetition in art. Like graffiti's like that, where it's like, especially in Tags and Throws, because the way they shoot it is they'll shoot someone doing their tag over and over and over and over again, and they'll edit it so it's like one consistent
I know
thing.
what you mean.
And it really shows like the repetition of like tagging, and like Dub's the same, where it's like the repetition of everything in the track is like almost like psychedelic, and it's like, I don't know, I'm just
I know what you mean. Where it's like people will be like, oh, how do you listen to like dance music if the track's like 6-7 minutes long? And it's like, or people will say like, oh, when does it change, or like, have you even mixed out of this song yet? And it's like, it's not about that, it's about just like losing yourself in just like the rhythm. Damn, I sound so lame when I say all that shit. Man, like our group went through this thing where everyone kept saying like, allow it. Like, I'll allow it. It's like, don't, just like, it's not. And like we have really cool like slang from like our group, and like we've got some cool words and stuff, and then they just like start ripping like in it,
ting,
and like,
and all
oh
that.
no, we never went to ting because ting's too obvious. Like allow it is sort of like,
allow it's funny, like it's just like
bro,
allow it, like I don't know.
I'm on it. Do you know what changed Australian culture and British culture? The fucking chicken connoisseur.
Yo,
he changed everything. He started everything.
He's so sick, man. He was, his latest video.
He had one like last week.
He came on here.
No, I wish.
I was like, yo.
No, he had put out a video like last week, and he dropped
that's what I'm talking about. He was wearing like a plain white button up,
smart casual,
with like a puffer vest over the top and shorts and like high socks and like Air Maxes. And I'm just like, who is this guy? How old is he? Like, he looks like,
he changed it for everything. I think he like, people underestimate his impact on like,
it's so wild how he did what's that, the Sean Evans guy?
First We Feast.
That's so wild. Like I don't know, it's so wild.
Sean Evans is the GOAT, but
he seems like a really cool guy, to be honest. He's done some cool stuff. He did something with Wiki, where they went to like bodegas
That sounds like the most wiki thing ever.
Yeah,
Just
of
like,
course.
does it get much more New York? Like,
Yeah.
That's
Wiki
sick.
reps New York so hard. It's sick.
what other stuff do you listen to now that we're here outside of, say, like underground dance? What's on the rotation? Because you just like sort of displayed like a fair bit of knowledge.
Yeah, I love rap music. Like Maxo Cream.
Mm-hmm.
Rat King's like my all-time favorite rap group. Even like probably like my all-time favorite
Yeah.
like group. I like bands like These Scarred Souls. Have you listened to them?
No, I haven't.
It's like a Chicano soul band.
Sick.
I'm really into. I'm trying to like not name electronic artists.
Yeah, no, that was the point of the question. Who do you
Um,
listen to? Electronic artists? Fuck it, just everything. Who are your
electronic artists. I've been like obsessed with DJ Plead at the
Mm.
moment.
king?
Like actually obsessed. I seen him play on New Year's Eve in Amsterdam this year,
Wow.
and I had no idea who he was. My friend told me, he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna just go see this Melbourne DJ," and I was like, "I mean, we're in Amsterdam, we're gonna see a Melbourne DJ." I was like, "Oh, fuck, like me, I guess."
Yeah.
And then
Mate,
he didn't play me any of the music or anything. I think he said, he was like, "Yeah, it's like Lebanese wedding music, but with bass."
Man. Yeah.
And I was
with
like,
electro drums.
I was like, "Oh, that sounds wild." I didn't like think about it too much. And then he started playing, and I was just like, "Yo, like,
Bro, the percussion is
what?
insane. He just
It's
put out.
so sick."
I don't know.
man.
You've probably caught it. He just put out an EP with Anuna
Oh,
Kanu,
dude.
and the record came yesterday. Yeah.
Insane. I really want to buy it, but I have no money.
Man.
It's that record is so good.
He's the best. Yeah. Him.
Yeah.
Logic 1000.
Cassius is,
Yeah.
I'm a big Cassius fan. I really like Against All Logic.
Yeah. Crazy as well.
So good. Yeah.
Cassius Select as well. What a
I'm
legend.
really bad at like, if you ask me to name things, I'll just
Mate, you
like,
just went off.
like I have no idea.
Yeah. That's so sick. I'm big on all of them. Yeah, DJ Blade's the best.
He's so good, man. Yeah, I think like his percussion was the thing that like really just blew my mind. And it's like he doesn't do like heaps of like music,
Yeah.
like instrumentation.
Yeah.
I mean, it's mostly just bass percussion and
Yeah.
a couple little melodies, which is like.
What's
what I
that
want.
instrument called that's in like every Arabic sort of song? Like the.
I
I feel like so uninformed. Like, you know the one I'm just, you know the one I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
I think he's actually using. So Korg have this one synth. I think it's called the Oriental or
Yeah.
something. And it's
That's such a fucked up thing to call us.
I'm pretty sure it's
Cancel
called.
them.
If it's not that, then I don't know. I might get cancelled.
No.
And it's like heaps of like Middle Eastern
Yeah, I know.
sounds, but it's all like synths.
That's mad.
So I'm pretty sure he's using that. There's heaps of video if you're interested in it. There's heaps of videos of like like Middle Eastern dudes just jamming out on them.
Yeah, and you can
And
just
it's
sample them. Yeah.
crazy. Like it's so sick. Like, cause watching people play the instrument, their
Yeah.
like fingers move
Yeah.
so fast, and it's like lots of bending and stuff. They do all of that just on a keyboard.
That is insane.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Sick. Shout out DJ Played.
Yeah,
How did we even get there?
I have no idea. You asked me about artists.
We were talking about. We went back. Chicken connoisseur. Was where that all started. All right. We'll get to the music because
Yeah.
I think that's pretty important.
Yeah.
Obviously, dub and then rhythm. That's what we're just gonna call them. 'Cause I'm
Mhm.
both saying the whole thing.
Yeah.
Where do you think that you first sort of came to start listening to, like, obviously if you're so inspired by UK culture, came over here, like liked a lot of grime and stuff. When did you start getting into, you know, like dub and like just early dubstep and like OG dubstep and that sort of sound?
Like last year, like
Sick.
it's all very new to me. I don't really know what it was that got me into dub, but like I don't know. I just randomly started getting into dub. Must have been through YouTube recommended or something. But then I got obsessed and I started watching like just documentary after documentary about dub, and the whole like dubs started electronic music thing was just like blowing my mind. And yeah, I got like really obsessed with dub music first, and then so most of last year I was listening to a lot of garage and like trying to make a lot of garage. Wasn't very successful, but I think there's one album called The Origins of Dubstep. I'm pretty sure it's called that. If it's not, I'm sorry. And it has like all the really early,
like a compilation, is it?
Yeah, it's a compilation. It has all the really early dubstep stuff as it was just coming out of garage.
Sick.
So it's like you can hear the garage, but it's like going into dubstep.
Yeah.
And
Can we just pause there for 1 second?
Yeah.
If you're listening, we're not talking about like Skrillex.
Yeah.
Like it's
so
Yeah.
gross. It's
Yeah.
such a gross word, and like it's kind of annoying that I'm now making it, because every time I'm just like, yeah, I'm kind of making dubstep at the moment. And it's like, what? Like, gross.
Yeah. So just to pause, because like if you're just coming from outside the electronic world, you can get a bit confused.
Yeah.
But like if you look up this thing, you'll know exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah. Like that's like in my head, like all Skrillex and stuff. That's like bro step.
Yeah. It's different.
Yeah, it's gross.
There's a place for it.
Okay, yeah, I probably should. Yeah.
No, but it is gross. No, the one rule on this podcast is if you're gonna shoot at someone, at least you have to shoot up. Like if you just go to the top, like the biggest producer in history, it's like we're not gonna get in trouble for that, right?
Yeah, nah. I'm gonna try not to be a hater, because.
Anyway, so listen to this comp, sort of the bridging gap between garage and dubstep.
Yeah. And that just like really interested me, and I think I just got really obsessed with like bass.
Yeah.
Like just bass and bass lines. And I think before I was like really into like melodies, and then like in dub the melody is the bass line, so it's kind of like taking how I make melodies and like putting it into bass instead of like a keyboard or something, which really interested me. And yeah, I think I just wanted to make some heavier stuff. Yeah. So dubstep is pretty heavy.
Yeah, it is. But it's like a nice heavy. I think that the weird thing about dubstep and garage and even jungle, it's heavy stuff, but I find it so listenable.
Yeah.
And like I love electro. Like electro is like my favorite thing in the world. But I really struggle to just sit down and listen to it.
Yeah.
But I feel like with like those sort of genres, it's just easy to listen to for some reason. Like it's just so even if it is like a bit intense or like the percussion's going crazy at the top, I don't know, it's just so listenable. I think that's one of the best things about it.
I feel that. I feel like with dubstep though, there's like a lot of like when I first started digging for dubstep, it was like everything's like really close to the line. There's obviously like a couple record labels that have just got it down and it's super tasteful, but like 50% of dubstep is like just on the line or like just over the line of just being like super corny and just way too much, which I love.
Yeah,
like,
that's the best.
Yeah, and I think when you're out, it's kind of what you want to hear. Like you want to hear something a bit corny and
I want to be stimulated.
Yeah, like just like I don't know, like a 50 Cent a cappella over some dubstep or something like that. So
edit culture is so sick as well. Like just like people just
What'd
like
you say, sorry?
edit culture, not edit culture, but like just you know, let's just rinse this a cappella or like let's just get this one random pop song from 2006 and like just.
I think it's sick. Fortet's really good at that.
Yeah. Heaps of people are. And especially like in the whole Sydney scene with like the whole Athletica sort of world. I don't know if you're aware of that stuff, but in terms of where I think you'd sit in, sort of be in that world where they play like a lot of oh my god, have I forgotten?
I've never heard of it, so I can't help you out.
It's just this girl, like she runs just like a little promotion, so there's a party.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I've forgotten the name of the genre. Anyway, there's like a lot of like clubby like jerk stuff, and then also all the UK stuff, and like so many edits.
Was it Footwork?
No.
Okay, I'm just guessing now.
Jersey Club.
Jersey, I've never heard of that
Oh,
either.
I'll show you. But like it's a lot quicker and more intense, but it's all just rooted in like just vocal chops, quick drums,
Yeah, cool.
and like just super hardcore like you know.
Yeah, love it.
So does that mean that? So obviously you wrote these tracks not too long ago. So where were you when you were writing them? Where was your brain at? How did you create them? How'd you put them together?
Aphrodite, I made, like, that track took me forever. That's, like, normally I pretty much, like, smash tracks out or just, like, I don't know. If it takes too long, I normally just move on. But that one took me ages, and I was like, this is the first thing in a while that's, like, in a direction that I'm super interested in, which was hard, but, like, yeah, I don't know. I think switching, like, drum patterns is, like, really, like, hard.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It took me a while to figure out how to do that track. I think that track as well, we got Ableton 10, and I was using Ableton Intro for like years. So I was able to like send stuff through analog equipment.
Yeah.
So I was sending a lot of stuff through like delay pedals, like guitar delay pedals and stuff like that. And I pretty much got everything I needed for the track, and then I hadn't finished it, and then we went to Europe, and I went on a big Europe trip, and I finished it in some airport in Europe, which was a good feeling to like, because it was over Christmas and New Year's, so I came back to Sydney with a track completed, which was really cool. And did you ask about Ghost Town as well?
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah, and Ghost Town I made, Ghost Town I made like, because I came back and I basically oversaved for Europe, like, super hard. Like,
yeah.
I remember telling my friend how much money I had to go to Europe, and he was like, dude, like, that's crazy. Like, you do not need that much money. I was like, what? Like, I thought everyone was saving that much money.
I
like,
worked for a year without going out.
I swear, like, I was so cheap all year.
Yeah.
Like, just like, nah, man, I'm going to Europe. I can't come out to dinner, all this stuff. And I had all this money, which I didn't spend, so I came back and was like, I'm just going to take a couple weeks off.
Sick.
And make some music, and then find a job and start the year. So yeah, in that little gap of me not working, I made Ghost Town Rhythm, which
Sick.
came together like pretty quickly.
Sick. And when you were making the songs, I like asking this question to everyone, like, what was your like ideal setting for them? Was it more of like listening? Because I think they're quite listenable. Or was it like more like a, 11 p.m. sort of?
I don't know. I haven't really tested them out like in a club or anything, so I'm not really sure. In my head, they would work.
Yeah.
I think something about like how I make music is like I structure things kind of like poppy. Like, it's not a pop structure, but it's like super like
consumable.
Yeah, it's got like the actual structure of like verse, chorus, breakdown, you know what I mean? Whereas like someone like Plead is just like 4 minutes of like percussion and bass, which I love. But so I think that makes my music a little more listenable to like people who aren't just trying to listen to DJ Plead all day.
People aren't. For people that are trying to preserve some brain cells. Like, it gets intense. Like, I went through a phase, and I was talking about this a lot on the podcast, of like, just like I listened to the craziest stuff like on the bus.
Yeah.
Like, I was listening like hardcore on the bus.
Yeah.
It's like, and I was just like, I just like get off the bus and take my headphones off and be like, holy shit, I'm like just sort of like
broken.
Yeah. Or like I'd go for exercise, and I'd listen to like 146 BPM electro, and then get off the bike and like be like dazed, like what is going on?
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Like my friends from Deep Scan Radio, Tom and Aaron, they listen to the craziest music. Like, I love it, and I think it's all great. And like when I listen to it, I'm like, how did someone make this? This is crazy. But like I could never just listen to it. Like, and he'll do the dishes and just be listening to like like noises, like just straight up, just like noises, like really intense noises. And I'm just like, I don't know how you do this.
Dude, I've been really getting into ambient recently.
Yeah, I love ambient music.
It's just like Thomas Gray and Leon Ebbs.
I haven't heard of him.
Dude,
I need to check
just a
him
little
out.
duo. And just like super nature inspired.
Yeah, cool.
Super just like, if I want to do work, like
Yeah.
just get shit done.
Yeah.
Like, I know that me listening back to this right now, while like when I'm putting it together, and
It's
like
on.
it's probably on right now. Yeah, that's some of the best shit I've heard in a very long time.
Yeah,
So shout out to them.
I think, like, other than when I'm like digging, I don't listen to electronic music
Yeah,
heaps.
same.
I like to listen to like bands and I don't know,
Rappers.
just chill stuff
Yeah.
or rap. Yeah, I think if you just only listen to electronic music, you kind of just
You're a psycho.
yeah, you're a psycho, and you just start to like sound like all the electronic
Yeah.
music. I think me and my roommate always talk about this. Like some of the most interesting electronic artists are ones that have come out of like being in bands
Yeah.
and like made not electronic music, like Tom York and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, there's just a different perspective which is like super interesting.
Even like Hard Eyes and stuff.
I haven't heard of Hard Eyes.
Dude, there's this guy, like an alternate sort of rock band.
Yeah.
Not like he just has like a project that's like his last album called Rock Album, and then George Michel, he's got this other project. He just like makes like crazy.
Oh, George Michel.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so-
his new project,
yeah,
right?
Hard
Yeah,
Eyes,
yeah.
With yeah,
Nah, shout out him.
yeah, crazy shit. But like same thing where it's like
Yeah.
this guy can make like pop, like old pop, like synth pop from the
Yeah.
like 90s style, and then go make like this big like, and not shit tech house. I'm talking about like real hardcore tech house. Like,
Yeah.
like
He
banging,
did
like,
something
90s.
with, he did a Gabba project in
Yeah,
as well.
he's done it all.
Yeah. Crazy.
Go. It's coming on Parry Talks next week.
Nice.
Sick. Obviously, and your production style has changed a lot over the years. We've spoken a bit about how you got into like the dub world, but how else do you think it evolved from that edit style? This is when I first heard of you with that Your Flavors Boy classic edit, which is a bit houseier to this.
Yeah.
Like, has it sort of changed with like your production capabilities, or do you think it's all just like taste and just evolving as an artist?
I think it's both. I think I kind of realized that making music from samples isn't
Yeah.
really a thing, especially if you're like up and coming and you're like trying to get on labels and you don't have heaps of money. Then
Yeah.
samples are just kind of like super hard
Yeah.
to pull off. But yeah, I got a bunch of sample packs now, which is like super helpful. As well, like I think I kind of switched from sample based music to like rhythm based
Yeah.
music, and rhythm and bass music. I think now as well, like I normally start with drums. I normally get like drums and bass like down, and like if that's down, then the rest of the stuff
Yeah.
can kind of be whatever. And I'm like, so yeah, I think I've like switched that. And like I was never really like crazy into house.
Yeah.
Like that was a bit of a like phase. Yeah, I don't know. House doesn't really do it for me. I like when I first discovered it, my manager actually showed it to me. He showed me Against All Logic first,
Yeah.
so I was like, "Whoa,
That's
house
an
is
introduction.
sick."
Yeah, this
I
is
was
the
like,
best
"Whoa,
genre. Yeah.
house is crazy. Like, I want to make some house," and then I went and made some house. But then I kind of got the only house I found from there that I was into was like lo-fi house, which
Yeah.
ended up just getting like rinsed
Yeah.
super hard.
Damn, rest in peace.
Yeah. And like I don't know, just the rhythm is
Yeah.
like so boring to me now.
Yeah,
Like,
it's different.
I like really like weird rhythms now.
I tell everyone, house is the gateway drug.
Yeah.
It is like what everyone starts with just like a nice.
It's a good place
Oh,
to
this is
start.
cool, and then bang, it just like 3 months later, you're listening to like electro or gabba
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
just like straight like
House
garage.
is sick. like anyone can listen to it.
That's the best thing about house. It's like,
Yeah.
and like you can be at a house event because you think it's a house event, and then a DJ starts spinning whatever, like some hard techno, and it's like, oh, this is sick too, and then it's like,
there's definitely like amazing house out there. Like, don't get me, like,
yeah,
especially all like the '90s stuff is like crazy.
Have you watched Beats?
Beats? No.
It's a film. Oh, I've said it to like 5 people. No one. It's like in. Oh, I'm gonna get killed. Either Scotland or Ireland. I don't know that shit.
Oh, I've seen the trailer.
Yeah.
I've seen the trailer. No, I really want to watch it.
Dude, watch that shit. It is crazy.
I'm gonna check it out.
It is crazy.
Yeah, my roommate showed me that trailer. It looks really good.
It's like the best movie I've ever seen in terms of like depicting dance culture.
That's sick.
It's
like
like
check it out.
Oh, I feel like you'd like it. I don't know why. I just get that vibe.
Yeah, no, I love films. I'm keen to check it out.
Sick. All right. Let's talk about West Syd.
Yeah.
I like West Syd. I had a good stalk of the gram.
Yeah.
And you repped the T-Way.
Yeah.
It's classic. And Western Sydney's sort of an area that's just like jam-packed with culture. Yeah. And like you sort of do rep it a bit as well.
Yeah, 100%.
What do you like? What are some things that you just love about Western Sydney? What sticks out, do you think, from Western Sydney for you?
Just the people, man. Like, people are so different because I've moved to the inner west now, and like I have a couple inner west friends and I love them, but like my mates from out west are just, I don't know, they're just different people. Like they're just been I don't know, Western Sydney was the first like when I wasn't really like cool or anything, like they still accepted me and like were the first ones to really be like, oh, this weird English kid wants to come skate, why not? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know, Western Sydney is like all different cultures like jammed into like one place. Yeah, big time. Which is just makes really interesting people, culture and people. It's beautiful. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think sort of Western Sydney is so similar, not similar to the UK. Just let me finish the point, you'll get it. It's similar to the UK in terms of how everyone from the city now, everyone from the east, everyone from up north is like, it's cool to rep Western Sydney because of like how popular the arts and culture is, especially now. Same way like UK sort of. Yeah. So it's funny that they've sort of coincided with like all the big drill rappers and stuff from Western Sydney. Plus all like the garage, like a lot of garage rappers from Western Sydney too. Yeah. Yeah, I just think that's so crazy. It's so similar.
It is.
It's sort of like the attraction now.
Also did not see that coming at all.
But it's not a surprise though, given how much talent and like culture and like just
100%. It is pretty wild though, like going like, you know, the city and there's like all like people who look like Western Sydney people, but they're like none of them are actually dirty.
Or from Randwick,
Like I feel like you can tell like
big time,
like a proper Westie by like the dirt under their fingernails and stuff. Like all these inner west eshays look too clean.
No, they're not. Man, and like it's funny even with like the shoe culture now.
Yeah.
With like everyone's repping like I'm wearing Asics as well now. Yeah. But, like the Asics are huge right now. Tans are like soft. Like everyone wants to wear shocks and stuff. Like it's hardcore. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's good though.
It's the best because like it's finally.
Yeah.
Like, you know. Damn. We've been going for 50 minutes. So.
Damn.
Alright, a couple quick questions to close it all off.
Yeah.
These are gonna be a bit annoying.
Yeah.
But trust me.
Cool.
We'll get some cool shit out of it. What's your goat's sneaker?
Sneaker? Well, I mean, I kind of have to say Reeboks.
Alright. Besides the Reeboks, do you have something that just like...
Air Max 90s.
Fair. Okay. Correct.
They go with everything.
Correct answer.
I bought a new pair the other day, and they suck. Like, literally falling apart. But the older ones, indestructible. Like,
big time.
Great shoes.
Goat feed. Goat feed in Sydney.
Goat feed.
We are very at Parry Talks we're so big on feeds.
Oh, that's a huge question. Damn. Can I name a couple?
Yeah, like, of course. Okay. That's what I mean, yeah.
Ramen. Really good.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Damn, this is like, I was telling you, man, like, you asked me to name things and they're all just, like, disappear. Far out.
Alright, how about this? Let's make it easier.
Yeah.
Because we've got a correct answer here as well. What's
Is it the
goat?
Gladdy?
No. What's the goat?
The Gladdy?
The goat, like, takeaway. Like, Macca's, Subway, KFC, like, all those guys.
I mean, El Jana's?
Oh, no, El Jana is in the other category. El Jana's is, like...
Yeah.
That's
alright,
feeds.
alright.
I mean, like, shit, like, KFC or Porto.
Okay.
The Garlo. If you have a preference at all.
I think I'd say KFC.
Good, correct.
I'm not a big
Damn.
fast food person, to be honest.
Damn.
I'm not. I can't like look at you and like not tell you that I ate KFC last night.
It was
like
good,
it was so gross, but like yeah, it was good.
Man, the thing about KFC is when you start it, it's like, this is sick, and then halfway through, like, I feel like absolute shit.
It's crazy. Like we had, like this year I've had Macca's and KFC, and before that I hadn't had either or fast
Damn.
food for ages.
That's good shit.
And like I like a Big Macca's meal, and I felt alright. Like I wasn't.
Yeah, you don't feel too shit after.
I didn't feel horrible, but KFC I've had it twice this year, and it wrecks me. Like
But you want to go again, that's the thing.
Yeah. There's one like down the road from me, which doesn't help.
Yeah, I know the one. Because we had a girl on, Carolina Gasolina, sick DJ, radio host. And she lives in Dulwich.
Yeah.
She hits the Helston Park.
That's so funny. There's a tag on the side of it, and I think it says like KFC Fiend, and then someone like tagged KFC Fiend and then did their tag. I'm like, yo, someone really likes KFC.
That's
wild.
hectic.
And there's like, he did like a chicken wing.
I'm big on that.
I think they just left it as well. They're like, oh, it's kind of fire.
Sick. And if you were going to start a podcast, what would it be on?
I
Woody
mean,
Frost.
it would just have to be music. Like,
Big time.
that's like the only thing I can really talk about for like a long period of time. Yeah. Other than
Mate,
that,
we're an hour in.
I just get but yeah, I think it would definitely be music. 100%.
Big time. And like, final question, like, everyone fucking hates this question, so I'm already sorry.
Yeah.
You just gotta like nominate someone to come on Parry Talks. Who do you think would be good? Who do you think needs their story told? Who would you like to hear a story from?
You need to get Deep Scan Radio on.
Deep Scan Radio. Sick.
Yeah, 100%.
Done. That was easier than I thought it would be. Everyone hates that question. Parry Talks. Thanks for listening. Pretty perfectly timed episode. This is exactly how long I need them to be. Yeah, thanks so much for listening. If you ever find me at, and I do this for all of them, if you ever find me at a Jonny Reebok show in the future, even if it's in a year and you've listened this far, and you find me at one of those shows and you say, Parry, I listened to that podcast, I'll buy you 2 drinks.
2
of them.
That's mad.
What's anyway, thanks for coming on, bro.
He's balling.
And that'll be like, I won't drink. I'll just be asking the promoter for the drink.
I'll be giving you the drinks.
Yeah, we'll go to your rider. Oi, Johnny Bar, you reckon I could just pinch a double?
That was funny. No, I got you.
Parry Talks, thanks for coming on, G.
Oh, appreciate it, man.
No worries at all. Woo!
It's...